Hello there! I'm back with another speed paint, and this one's another one from my sketchbook. You can see the last one on the page because it was just the right page that followed, and you can see the date is also like ages ago from when I'm posting this video. But if you have the content, might as well, make the video. I kind of really now understand why sometimes when you watch gaming videos they say that they had a really large recording session, so they haven't seen like the comments and all that stuff from the previous upload because they're recorded in bulk. Yeah, I'm sort of starting to understand the like positives in doing that as I'm starting to do videos more frequently. But then also I don't want to just post 50 videos in one day and then so I might as well just space them out a bit because who knows when I'm gonna have time to keep going. But right down there in the corner you see me writing down leg anatomy because I did I did a couple arm studies of like the muscle groups. I don't know their names or anything, but like sort of the shoulder, the bulge of the bicep, the tricep, how it connects to the tendon. Like there's this one tendon that hooks around the elbow that goes all the way to the thumb. So I did a bit of studying on that, so I figured it might be helpful to start doing that for legs as well. And as you can see me here erasing and redrawing and all these things, the studies that I did are helpful, but they're not like magical problem solvers. I have to keep practicing and working, and also just in general I think I was having a bit of an off day when I recorded these. I'm still really trying to get used to drawing not really with my face direct, because I hunch over the pages I'm working on when I'm working on paper, and it is really bad for my back, but I do it because it just helps me see better. So, and it also encourages me to take more breaks, because if I feel my back starting to ache a little bit, it's a good time to take a break mentally as well as physically. So Zuko looks like he's on a bit of a slant because I couldn't lean over the page like I might usually do, because then you would just see a giant head of hair in the camera and not the actual drawing. But yeah, this is Zuko from, I erased the whole face because it was just like, no, this doesn't look good, I need to redo it, and then I redid it. It's a good practice to not be afraid to just completely erase a part like the head and just redo it. It's not good for the paper because you end up with dents and then you might end up erasing so much that it goes away, but if you're really that desperate, just trace it onto the new sheet of paper and then just keep doing that. It's better than not trying to fix something than just leaving it bad. But yeah, this is Zuko from Avatar: The Last Airbender, or Avatar: Legend of Aang. I've always known it as Last Airbender, but yeah, I really like that show. I think it was the first sort of show that I started watching on YouTube before. This was in 2006, 2005. I'm not sure. I think 2006, because I was learning how to use the internet, and back then YouTube wasn't owned by Google, so they didn't have the whole copyright robots and all those things taking down copyrighted material, so I could watch full episodes there. But then it just became easier to watch shows on other places that I shall not name, because yeah, Crunchyroll, get Crunchyroll and Netflix and support the creators and all that. But Zuko, as soon as the book 2, when he was kind of on the run with his uncle, he became sort of obviously, because who doesn't like Zuko and his redemption arc and all that. I also really like Toph. I should try drawing Toph later, but I got a sort of itch to read some Avatar fan fiction, and I haven't really gotten as into Legend of Korra as I did Legend of Aang. But yeah, usually when you just look up fan fiction on fanfiction.net for Avatar, you get a lot of Zutara stuff, which is Zuko and Katara. So, and then because when he's written in these fanfics, he's always a prince that had a lot of training, and then he had a lot of like very snooty and polite upbringing, and then he has the swords thing, and he has the martial arts thing probably from being in the military, and he has all these like tracking skills from being on a boat this whole time, and all the wisdom from his uncle, and he's just an all-round very capable person. And he can do like the whole sneaky thing with the blue spirit, and this is just turning into a giant gush fest. But if the fanfics write Zuko as a very attractive character, so you can't really blame me for just wanting to draw him and my crush on him since childhood continuing to be strong. I struggled quite a bit with the colours here in this drawing because honestly, Photoshop and even just Paint, they spoil you so much, because if you're, oh, like this red, it's a good red, but it needs to be desaturated. Oh, stick a drop of green in it and it'll get desaturated, or darker if you want that, just do a bit of black, or lighter and desaturated, add some white, lighter and more saturated, get some yellow. Like, it's just easy to mix paints, but mixing with color pencils is so much more difficult and so much more, like, you have to try to figure it out. And like, I know layers work with color pencils, but I just feel like I'm not capable, or maybe the paper that I'm using isn't as good for layering, or the blending methods that I use, because I have a colorless blender for pencil, but it's like, it's not something that I want to pull out for my sketchbook, because that just adds about 2 hours of work onto your color pencil drawing. So yeah, his boots were a struggle. His sort of vest thing was a struggle because it was pretty dark, and his scar was such a nightmare. I think I did like 6 colors on his scar, and like his scar, it was the size of about the nail on my pinky finger, because like this sketchbook, if you can see my hand, it's not that large, the sketchbook, but the scar, it took 6 color pencils for just the scar. And again, digital art spoils me because I can zoom in and get really close to things, and I have fairly, like, as large DPI that as my computer can stand, basically, because when I started doing digital art, my canvases were always too small, so now I overcompensate until my computer crashes and I have to turn down the canvas size. But in traditional work, it's just like, you can't zoom in, or if you like put your face closer, that doesn't make the sharpness of the pencil all that sharper, and there's only so much detail you can cram into a tiny little eyeball with color pencil. And I don't like sharpening my pencils that often because I feel like it's a bit wasteful, because they're rather expensive pencils, right? Prisma colors. So yeah, for materials I use just a mechanical pencil for sketching, Sakura Pigma Micron 0.01 for the line art, and it's not, I refilled it myself with my own ink because it's rather old, and a white Jelly Roll Sakura pen, and then Prismacolor color pencils, the original kinds, not the very thin or anything. See, here I am with the scar, that's 4, that's 5, that's 6, see? Just too many color pencils for the scar, but I'm quite happy with how this scar turned out, and there it goes, I'm quite happy with. If you haven't seen my last video, I talked about saying I'm quite happy with how this turned out, I'm quite happy with how this looks, I'm just saying I'm quite happy with in regards to your own artwork. So yeah, just check that out, I'll leave a link in the card for it, and yeah, this is about it. If you liked it, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you for the next video.